Okay, you guys, so I wanted to do another update on my health. It's been about a week-ish, almost around there. And this has been, it's been an intense time period since I last updated you guys. I last told you guys that I was integrating coffee because coffee has a lot of anti-estrogen properties. And as you guys know, I'm doing a hypothyroid journey. And I have to say, though, throughout this time, especially I keep saying it, but I'm really amazed at how different I'm feeling as the days go by. As time goes by, I feel like a different person, and it makes sense. My entire metabolism, everything is shifting to a completely different way of doing things, one that is far superior. But I have to talk about it, right? So I'm doing pretty good. As far as adherence, it's been a while now and I have stuck to everything very well. I finished a couple of my herb supplements. So sorry. So I'm taking care to, for some of them I'm taking a breather and then I'll bring them back, that kind of thing. But I'm really seeing some of the non-negotiables. But I would say the biggest shift I've had this past week is my skin. So this skin here, even the skin on my thighs, my ass, all over my body. I'm very fat, as you guys know. But the skin everywhere, it is taking on a different quality. So it feels like younger, tighter, more together. It's hard to explain. And obviously, when you look, I still have a bat wing and stuff like that. But, I mean, you can't tell because it's too subtle, but I feel it. I can feel the difference with how this feels. If you see, it's very elastic, extremely elastic compared to how it's been. It's the same, I feel it in my face. I also have to say, everywhere in my body, I have moisture now. So, a lot of places on my body were chronically dry. And it's been changing for a while now. But essentially, I'm getting to the point where I have to now, be scrubbing all over my body in the shower, almost every day. So a lot of times they say you should exfoliate, every few days. But for me, I'm finding that I'm having so much skin formation and so much, changes in that regard. I'm just having a much higher cell turnover, a much higher, I need to scrub often. And it's weird for me because I know this may sound gross, but when I was hypothyroid, or, when I was just doing the total wrong thing, or when, especially last year, for example, I didn't really form skin like that. I mean, I did, but it was so unnoticeable. It was so light, after a week or something. I don't think I ever exfoliated before. I didn't have a need to. Whereas now, I definitely do. So that is a huge shift where I'm needing to exfoliate pretty much every shot time pretty much almost every day, basically. I did yesterday and I'm going to today, probably after I finish filming this. So it's strange to see wow, I'm having to do this every single day. And like I said, I know that may sound gross to some people, but when you're hypothyroid, you just don't feel alive. It's hard to explain. It's your skin doesn't produce oil. You don't produce skin cells. Everything is so slow and drawn out. All you really produce is acne when you're hypothyroid. You just, everything is so slow moving and just, even things like body odor and stench, like they don't really come up. Like when I was keto, I barely even had body odor whatsoever because it was so dead, you know? Whereas like these days, if you miss a day of showering, you got it. You know what I mean? Like it's totally different. Like I used to be able to go a while without any stench, especially in the winter when I was in El Paso because it was so cold and dry. On top of it, you could stretch it for a while, to be honest. But being here, the humidity and everything, obviously you can't do that. But as a hypothyroid person, like even since starting this journey, I had to start exfoliating in the shower and stuff. Like I could feel that there was skin on me that needed to get off. Like, and that is very unusual to someone like me. You have to remember, I was basically dead, okay? When you're hypothyroid, it's like you have no energy. It's like you're just dead, you know, nothing's happening. But that's what I'm noticing a lot of is like the skin is forming a lot more, much, much faster. I have oil all throughout my body, so I have oil coming in. My hair gets greasier after like a day when it used to take like, I think I even went through a phase where I didn't wash my hair and I never really had greasy hair. It would take a long time, like a week or something, for my hair to get greasy. Like if I didn't use shampoo, it would take at least, you know, whatever. But nowadays, post, you know, getting my thyroid better, it's like I have greasy hair the next day, no matter what. Like I took a shower yesterday, I need to take one today. Like my hair is slightly greasy. But the good part about that is that like my hair is really revitalized. Like if you can see, like I had a lot of hate comments, particularly last year and in 2019, where people were telling me that I was balding, and I don't see that at all now. So it's like totally shifting. It's not like exactly where it was when I was like 21 years old. I don't know if it will ever go back to that, but what I can say is I definitely feel like my hair is totally revitalized at this point, probably because of the moisture and also because it's growing a lot faster. So I cut my hair probably a month ago, and I swear when I was keto and everything, the amount that my hair has grown where I feel like I need to cut it again, I would cut it maybe once every 2 months. And I haven't gotten my hair done because of the pandemic, but I've cut my hair a month ago and I already feel like it needs to be cut again. And it's been a month. So my hair is growing much faster, like almost twice as fast. And you have to realize too, this is after a month. So who knows where I'm going to be in 6 months. It could be really drastic, you know, a really dramatic difference from where I am right now. As you guys know, I've been avoiding all polyunsaturated fatty acids. I have not been eating any of that. I've been having plenty of saturated fat, plenty of sugar. I even eat chocolate and marshmallows still. Like I'm eating sugar. I have fruit every day. I have dairy every day. I really stay consistent with the diet. It's very easy because you're really getting everything. You're getting everything that you could want. As far as weight loss, like I said, I'm still not losing weight. But I think I just have to kind of see where things go. I'm waiting for my eye bags to shift, and they are shifting a bit. But let me just finish a little bit about the waist. I did take measurements of everything, so we're going to start to be able to see if there's a difference going forward. But I do still expect weight loss to be relatively slow until the hypothyroidism is like basically, you know, resolved, which I'm still working on it. The most weight loss that I'm actually seeing is in the jugs. So when I look in the mirror, like when I'm working, and let me try to back up. What is that? Oh, it's something under the covers. When I am working and stuff, and I look in the mirror, because I work with a lot of businesses, so I'm going in and out of places all day, which that's one thing. My job is slightly more active than when I was at the call center. I look in the side, I look at myself sometimes and I notice like it feels like my belly looks huge. So that's one thing is I'm like, gosh, is my belly getting bigger? Like, and it's not. Like, I measure it. It's around 50 inches. I'll just tell you, my waist is around 50 inches. It fluctuates between 49 and 51. So my waist actually hasn't gotten any bigger. But the belly looks bigger. And I think it's because these jugs, with the lack of estrogen, they're going down. So it makes my belly look bigger, which you can see. This is shifting for sure, which is good. I mean, but that's the biggest weight loss I've seen is in the jugs, which does make sense because of the hormonal manipulation I'm doing. All the changes are meant to bring down estrogen so I can have stronger thyroid hormone and testosterone. So, over this week as well, I've had a lot of episodes with hormones. So certain like outbursts, certain, I've gotten into a couple really bad fights with my mom. I had a really sort of bad episode like with my boyfriend. Like I've had stuff like that. I don't know if that happened before the last video where I talked about my health. But I've had a lot of stuff like that where I'm feeling a little bit of a sense of volatility, and I feel like I have to be aware of when my hormones are fluctuating, because as I lose weight, as I'm burning fat, my hormones are shifting. Because how it works that I've realized is when you are losing weight, your body has stored toxins or hormones, probably hormones to be honest, within the fat cells. So that is released. So I'm having moments where my estrogen is like fluctuating up and down. It happens about once a week at this point. Like it kind of builds, and then for like 2 days it's bad, and then it kind of wanes. So it's kind of like this constant cycle. And this might just be because, number one, my hypothyroidism is very severe. My estrogen levels were always extremely high for at least 5 years, so that's a long time. And I also have binged eaten on a lot of PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, so, canola oil, soybean oil, things in candy, nachos, restaurant food, fast food, everything, chips. How many chips have I eaten? How many chips have you seen me eat? I binged, for years. So when you have all these binges and you have all this stuff, it's such a severe situation that I have so much like estrogen and these bad fats stored that burning the fat, it does affect my hormones. So I'm having like some issues with emotional volatility and irritability and also aggression, if I'm honest. So this week in particular, I feel that my testosterone has really gone up, like drastically. We're going to get into the nitty gritty here. Not total nitty gritty, but I'm just going to tell you, like, my libido is way higher. I feel like I did, like, probably at least 4 years ago. And when I was very stressed, my libido took a nosedive, for sure. And being keto, it definitely took a nosedive as well. So my libido has been relatively low for quite a while. But at this point, it is really high. And like I said, this is only a month in, and I'm already like, it's almost like I've turned back the clock by like 4 years. So I'm hoping that continues to get better. I think it will. That's from the pine pollen. So that pine pollen, it does have an exogenous testosterone as well as compounds that help your body defend your testosterone, as well as the stinging nettle root I've been taking. Stinging nettle root extract that helps your body preserve your natural testosterone, reduces things like prolactin. I've been really taking a lot of steps to increase testosterone and to preserve the testosterone that's in my body. and I'm really feeling it. So that could be part of the aggression that I'm having. It's also, I feel much more confident. You know, in a lot of my relationships, I always felt like I wanted to be submissive to somebody, and I don't feel that way at all anymore. In fact, I feel like I'm probably much more dominant, to be honest, as a person. I'm much more confident, like especially from a hormonal perspective. I'm much more confident now. I'm much more, like I said, I don't think there's an ounce of submission in my body at this point. Like, that's kind of how I feel, like especially on a personal level. It's probably why I've been fighting with my mom a lot too, because my mom is very like, we're both like kind of alpha, so we butt heads a lot, and it's been challenging. That we both have a lot of stuff going on physically at this time too, so it's weird. I won't tell you her stuff because it's her business, but she has some stuff going on too, so there's just a lot going on regardless. But yeah, much higher libido, much higher aggression, confidence, much less sensitive. I feel much less sensitive these days. The stuff I told you guys about where I felt less irritable, less tense, that kind of stuff, it is definitely getting better. So I feel like it went down like another 25% or something. Like it's much lower than it was. Because that was one of the first differences I felt. It's just like when my neighbors drove by playing music, or when stuff went by like that, it would really irritate me. Like I'd be like, you know. Whereas today, like music can go by and I barely am annoyed. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 2. So I think that that's really related to a much better estrogen testosterone balance, especially being male. I still feel very feminine though. It's kind of funny. I don't think that that's ever going to change. I joked with my friend Eric on the phone though. I was like, oh my gosh, Eric, like I thought taking these hormones, and you know, I'm not taking hormones, but taking these herbs and stuff, I thought it was going to make me straight. You know, I was just joking because we always laugh about this episode of Degrassi where this one guy named Riley, he took steroids to try to become straight, which is so, oh my gosh, it's so gay, literally gay. But I was just joking about it. But no, like I still feel very femme. I still feel very gay. That hasn't changed. I just feel younger. I feel less less harpyish, less what's the word? Less menopausal, and I feel more like a young woman. So it's like I just want to have sex all the time and have fun. That's like where I'm at mentally. I know that sounds really weird, but I'm just being honest. You want to know, right? So I just feel younger. I just feel younger in a good way, and I feel like I look younger too. But I'm really hoping that these eye bags get better, which I'll get into something with that too pretty soon. But yeah, like I said, so with the exception of those estrogenic episodes, which do correlate, you know, when I'm feeling estrogenic, it happened twice this week. So it's something that I feel coming on, and it gets worse in the night, and it lasts about 24 hours. So like me and my mom, like I avoided like having an issue with my boyfriend at nighttime, because a lot of times I would text him and just say crazy stuff at night because that's when the estrogen is surging and I have hot flashes and stuff like that. So I knew it was coming on, and I literally just put my phone away. Like a lot of people don't believe this stuff that I'm saying, but like hormones are really serious. Like they really affect your behavior. They really make you crazy. So I just turned my phone off and I put it on the other side of the room, and I didn't bug him. So I avoided that this week. Okay, and I'm going to have to continue that. But the next day I didn't realize, because it lasts about, not 24 hours, but a little bit less than 24. So by the early afternoon, my mom came home and she was in a really bad mood, and then I was still like very estrogen-y. So the two of us, we got in a huge fight, and then we worked it out, obviously. and just like basic issues. It's literally arguing about like the trash or the dishes or just stuff like that. Just really, really basic stuff. It's really stupid, actually, because it's not that bad. Like, I know I have a bad reputation of being really, really messy, but it's not that bad here. You guys have seen the apartment. You know, you've seen, I've shown you videos where I'm in the living room, where I'm in the kitchen. Like, it's not bad. It just isn't. But my mom, like, has a very high standard, and, like, we just had to work things out. And she has to work with her communication too, and I have to work with mine. So it's like, we just really talked about things, and like I had to, after I calmed down, I just told her, like, you know, when I'm feeling that way, like, I'm warning you, like, I'm telling you, like, it's an issue. Like, it's real, you know. So I'm very triggerable during those times, but it passes. Before, as you guys know, I just always was triggerable. 24/7, 365, right? Quoting that song with Katy Perry. Love that song, by the way. Relatable. Relatable for me. My Scorpio rising ass. Anyways, so we figured that out, basically, is the point. And we're in a better place now. So we just have to kind of keep working through it and avoiding these issues, and over the last few days in particular. So after each of these estrogen episodes, I feel like I kind of get better after. So I've had a lot more energy. I'm having such an easier time working. I'm having a lot easier time doing household chores, like just basic tasks. Like, I feel like I can breathe easier. Like, I feel like I have more oxygen in my blood. Like, just describing everything. And like I said, I'm hoping the hormonal issues or the hormonal episodes will become less and less often. I did try to tell my boyfriend that. I'm really just trying to give him space because I think I really pissed him off last week. So I'm just really trying to get control over myself and control over, like, in being an awareness over my hormonal states, so that I'm not just running with it like I used to. So with this, like, it's so much better already, and just having that awareness is so much better for me personally, so that I don't go totally crazy, and I just you know, I give myself the night, or like I said, I put my phone to the other side of the room. Like, you do certain things to just be careful. And my cousin was really helpful because she's had some hormonal issues in her life. She was on, like, a really hardcore medication, and she, you know, she's had stuff going on. I don't necessarily want to get into all her stuff, but I'll just tell you, she drank a lot too. So her estrogen was really high, and she used to have issues like that too, where she'd have to, like, throw her phone away, you know, kind of thing. So it is real, very, very real. That's all I can say. I was really thankful to her just for kind of understanding, because I really do feel like I'm crazy. But it's like, I'm having such hormonal shifts that I'm literally getting hot, like I'm sweating. Like, even before, I was feeling slightly feverish, like I told you guys in previous videos. Like, this is very real. So yeah. So then I guess lastly, I just want to talk about my, my eye bags. Okay. So something really weird happened a few days ago, and I don't know if I can show you guys, but there's, like, part of my skin, like particularly in the inner eye right there. It looks like, I showed my mom, and she said that it looked like snake skin. I don't know if I can show you guys, but I don't know if it'll come through on the camera. If you can see where, like, there's a little bit of lightness, they look like, kind of like, my mom called it snake skin. So it's like, it's almost like individual, like, pores or parts of skin are becoming less discolored. So there is some development here where it is changing. Of course, it's not gone. You guys can see. It isn't gone, but it's definitely improving. So I think that has a lot to do with the pine pollen, because the pine pollen, it creates a lot of antioxidants in the skin in particular. It's very, very good for the skin. And it helps with skin brightening, actually, which is very interesting. But it could also be the milk thistle, which is for liver detox. So my liver may be getting better, and that is also helping my eyes. So the eyes are changing. It's just going to take time. I'm watching it like a hawk because I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate the snake eyes. I'm just kidding. I would rather have the snake eyes than the dead zombie eyes, but it's going to take some time, so I'm going to keep going with it. And then I don't necessarily see that many differences in my hairline, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my hairline anyways. So in case if that ever changes, we can look at it later. So yeah, let me show you that side. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's everything that I want to talk about. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for listening. A lot happened this week, so I needed to tell you. And I will be back later when new things happen. So have a good one. Bye, guys.